This is Unit 1 review for Algebra 1. This is page 2. Again, I'm going through the evens. I started number 14. We needed to solve for our x here, so we're going to subtract our 3. So I have 1/2 x is less than or equal to 7 minus 3 is my 4. Again, when you have a fraction, you always want to multiply by what's on the bottom because that 2 is attached by division. So I'm going to multiply by 2 on both sides. When I do so, I'm left with 1x, or really just x is less than or equal to 8. So when I graph that, that's going to be a closed dot at 8. It's going to be everything to the left. Number 16, very similar idea. You're going to subtract 2 first. So I have negative 2x is less than, when I subtract my 2, negative 12 minus 2 is a negative 14. Divide by your negative 2, and again, that should trigger something in your memory. Whenever you divide by a negative, you have to flip your sign. So this is x is greater than now, 7. So when I graph this, I'm going to have my 0, I have my 7, it's an open circle, and everything going to the right. Number 18, I'm going to subtract my 1. I'm sorry, I'm going to add my 1 to get rid of the negative 1. So if you add your 1 to both sides, you get 7 over 3x is greater than or equal to 7. I have to get rid of this 3 again, just like we've done in the past. You're going to multiply by the number that's on the bottom. This time that 7 has to come down, so it's a 7x greater than or equal to 21. Divide by your 7, and you're left with x is greater than or equal to 3. I did not switch that sign because I did not multiply or divide by a negative. This one is x is greater than or equal to 3, so it's going to be a closed dot of 3 and everything to the right. All right, if we keep going through this page. All right, number 20 says, when we do this, the directions here tell us to write a compound inequality that represents a statement. It says x is less than negative 1 and at least negative 5. So this one's definitely more complicated. So if it's less than negative 1, and that and means we have to put it together, at least negative 5. Remember, we've talked about whenever you're doing an and problem, you have to have an x in the middle. All right, and since we have this negative 5 and the negative 1, the negative 5 has to come first. That's the smallest one. Negative 1 comes last. If it says x is less than negative 1, so less than, put that symbol in. It doesn't say it's equal to it, so it's just less than. At least negative 5, that means it has to be greater than that negative 5, so x has to be here greater than that negative 5, and it can also be equal to it, since it can be at least negative 5. So negative 5 less than or equal to x, which is less than negative 1. All right, number 22 here. In number 22, we are going to have to solve for our x. This one is a compound inequality. You have 3 different sides. We're going to add our 6 to all 3 sides. You get 12 is less than x, which is less than or equal to 14. If you remember, this is an and problem. We know it's an and problem because everything is smushed together. Right? There's one big inequality. There's not 2 separate ones like in number 23 here. There's 1, 2, and obviously it says the word or here. So 22 is an or. It's going to be an open dot of 12, closed dot of 14, and it's everything in the middle. All right, I believe that is it for that page. Okay, so we're going to end this video, and I'll do the rest on another video.